going on, everybody? Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, day, wherever you are in the world. We are on our way to a job site and taking a little break from fabricating for the Amazon project. We got a service call to go to. Some of you who've watched these videos are probably familiar with what we're doing today. We're just gonna go switch out and a set of wear pads for a big loader. So just the usual, nothing too exciting going on today. We got all the tools and got the truck loaded up, and we just stopped and got ourselves breakfast of champions. I tried to do a little bit of good for myself by picking up something a little healthy, so every little bit counts, I guess. So, but yeah, we're on the way up to Fairburn, Georgia today, and we're gonna head over there and see what they got for us. I'm told that we just have a couple of wear pads to do, but you never really hold your breath with this company. They like to say, oh yeah, it's just a couple of wear pads, and then you'll show up and they'll have 5 or 6 of them waiting on you. So not bad. I'm not complaining. It's very easy, steady work, and I'm thankful for it. So it's a great opportunity, and I like doing it. So also, we had a couple of comments on some videos that we did in the previous, actually pretty much the same company that I was working for, when we were doing the big fork change-out jobs. I had somebody, I forget the handle on their not Instagram, but YouTube, and he brought up a really good point. And the question was, should I preheat 250 to 300 degrees the area that I was welding, since the forks and those carriers are so thick? And he's absolutely right, and I'm gonna explain why we don't do that. But I just wanted to put it out there that preheating really thick, heavy steel like that before you weld it is important, and it's basic process. You're supposed to do that. So why didn't we do it? Well, there's a couple of reasons. So unfortunately, we are kind of on a time constraint with these jobs. The way that we basically gain the contract with this company is by saying, I can do this job in this amount of time for this amount of money, basically. Now I'm allowed a little bit of play, to go over that amount of time if reasonable things come up, if something decides to fight me, or it's there's a lot of weld on a piece of steel that it's not wanting to cooperate or come off. So we're allowed a little bit of leeway there, but for the most part, I have a start time and I have an end time, and I have to try to get these jobs done in that envelope. We can't really go out of it, or they don't really like us to. And the whole point of running a good, successful business is to make sure that you're keeping your customers happy. We got to keep our customers happy. So with everything that we have to do in order to get that job accomplished, we've basically got it down to a science. Every step that we do to accomplish a fork change out, it has to be done consecutively, one right after another. And in negotiating our contracts, we kind of had to say, okay, well, you guys don't want this amount of time, because it's going to take this amount of time for me to prep it, arc gouge it, clean it, remove the fork, prep the area for welding, prep the new fork, get the paint off of it and all that stuff, pick it up with the truck, slide it into the carrier, get everything centered and make sure that it's seated in the carrier all the way, and then preheat it, check it for temperature, 250, 300 degrees, 400 degrees, whatever, tack it all up, check everything again, and then weld it out. They basically said, yeah, no, we don't really want to do that. We don't want it to take that long. What can you do to make it, what can you do to make it go faster, make the job go by faster? Well, pretty much everything in that step, every step in there is absolutely necessary to the job except for preheating. Is it best to preheat before you weld something really thick and heavy? Absolutely. Yeah, it is absolutely a great idea to do that. But is it necessary? It's a good idea. Is it necessary? I mean, yes and no. You know, it's a good idea to do it because it helps the weld. It cuts down on the amount of heat stresses in the welds. It gets rid of the heat sink out of the weld when you're putting the weld in. You know, it doesn't cool the weld off too quickly. You know, there's a lot of you know, positives to having a preheat session before you weld anything out, especially on really thick, heavy steel. And those you know, those forks and carriers, I mean, they're like that thick. It's solid. So definitely a good idea, but is it absolutely necessary? Like, is the weld gonna fail without it? I have seen the welds crack. I have seen them do everything except completely break. Now, the customer knows that. I have specifically told them, okay, well, if you guys don't want me to take the time to preheat those you know, weldments, you know, you're going to be looking at the possibility of A, B, C, D, whatever. So they understand that. Believe it or not, I've been doing this job, I've been doing these jobs, working with these people for a little over a year now, I think. And I have only had to repair one crack. And the one crack that I had to repair was not my weld, it was somebody else's. Of course, you know, of course I'm gonna say that, right? Not my weld. But no, seriously, it was somebody else's weld. It was the previous, I think it was actually the factory welds on a factory set of forks. That had an underlying crack in it, and we had to gouge it out and re-weld it. So thankfully, we haven't had any issues with cracks or failures. And that's why, you know, I kind of say, is it necessary to preheat those big parts? No, it's not necessary. But it is at the same time. But you can get away with not doing it, if that makes sense. Really, it just comes down to money. It's a matter of money. They wanna have a certain threshold that they want us to stay inside of, just because of they're running a big operation. You know, every penny counts in a business. Every single penny counts. So they like to try to keep us inside of a certain threshold, so they're not paying you know, too much out every time that they got to replace the set of forks on these machines. So that's the deal that we have worked out with them. It's worked out pretty good so far. Like I said, I'm really happy working for them. I've never had any issues with anybody. They're wonderful people. They, you know, every time that I need anything, they're right there to help me out with it. And they're very accommodating, and they keep me busy. You know, they normally call me, you know, once or twice a week sometimes, and so yeah, it's good steady work, and you know, that's the kind of stuff that will that'll help a small business you know, survive hard times, is, you know, having that steady weekly work. So I am really happy to have it, thankful to have it, and big shout out to that viewer who brought up that interesting topic, and a very good topic at that. You know, the topic of preheating your material before you weld it. I appreciate y'all's input, and I definitely appreciate any comments or questions or anything like that you leave. I try to get, you know, to all of them that I can. Not that we have a whole lot. I'm just really busy, and you know, usually at night whenever I'm getting ready to, you know, shut down for the day, I'm not really looking, you know, getting on YouTube and Instagram trying to talk to people and get replies, especially after a, you know, long day. But you know, I do my best. I do my best to try and get there, do the best I can. So yeah, anyway, we're just gonna head on up here and take care of this wear pad job. And like I said, should be a quick little job. I hope it's not too bad. I have some family in town today, so I'd like to get back to the house and, you know, spend some time with them. So anyway, thank you guys for following along. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys up at the yard. Alrighty guys, we are on site and we got our first machine ready to go. This machine here, we're just gonna put a set of front pads on it. The rears look pretty good. And we got 2 machines to do today if they don't add anything else to us. But yeah, these are definitely in need of replacement. Looking a little thin, but we should be able to zip these off in no time. All right guys, check it out. Got the old pads off and just went and got our new pads. So these are ready to go. Going to get these things tacked on, and once I get everything tacked up and all good, we will fire up the machine and weld them all the way out. I'm gonna run the SA200 today. Haven't ran it in a while, so I'm going to let it have a little bit of fun. Normally I run everything off of the Trailblazer on the truck here, but every now and then you got to let the equipment run, so it's bad for the stuff to sit too long. So we're gonna get this old girl going today. All right guys, well I went ahead and jumped to the second machine here. So this is our last one for the day. Process was the exact same for this one as the previous one, so nothing really much to see there, but yeah. Alrighty guys, we are finished up here in Fairburn, Georgia. I just getting this job site wrapped up. I just had to do a quick walk around on the truck to make sure I haven't left anything out on the boxes of the trailer. Everything looks good, so I'm gonna go turn in these pieces of paperwork for these machines that we serviced today. So if you like this kind of content, share it to your friends and let them know what it is that we do. We're always looking to pick up some extra work and help some more people out with their projects and everything. So yeah, if you feel so inclined, just do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button. And we try to put out as many videos as we can. So we will, I guess, catch you guys on the next one. Thank you very much for following along, and I guess I'll see you on the next job.